Finally, the law has caught up with Ruby Frank thanks to a neighbor who called the cops after one of her children escaped through the window, very malnourished, emaciated, hoping to find food and water from the neighbor. Let's dive into this story. Welcome to Deep Dive with AFAX. Ruby Frank, a Utah mother of 6 who rose to fame and then notoriety for her controversial parenting vlogs, was charged with 6 felony child abuse counts after she was arrested by the police, who detailed her son's harrowing escape from the home of his mom's business partner, Jody Hildebrandt. County attorney in Washington County, Utah, announced 6 formal charges against Franke and Jody, saying the counts relate to 2 of Frank's children, 10 and 12 years old. According to the Washington County Attorney's Office, they said each defendant is accused of causing or permitting serious physical injury to the victims in 3 different ways: a combination of multiple physical injuries or torture, starvation or malnutrition that jeopardizes life, and 3, causing several emotional harm. Each of the 6 counts carries a possible prison sentence of 1 to 15 years and a fine of up to $10,000. Per the indictments, Jody, who ran the recently removed parenting YouTube channel with the Frank, was also charged with 6 felony child abuse counts. Authorities said that Ruby Frank's 12-year-old son climbed out of a window of Jody's home and ran to a neighbor's house. The child knocked on the door and asked for food and water. That was according to the documents. The neighbors saw the boy had duct tape on his ankles and called police. Law enforcement arrived on the scene and observed severe wounds on the child, whom they said appeared malnourished. The 12-year-old was taken to a hospital where he was placed on a medical hold because of deep lacerations from being tied up with rope and malnourishment. Law enforcement then visited Jody's residence, where they discovered another child, Frank's 10-year-old daughter. This child too was emaciated and malnourished. The arresting officer wrote that one of Ruby Frank's YouTube videos was filmed in Jody's home 2 days prior to the 12-year-old's escape, suggesting the children's mother was very much aware of the abuse, malnourishment, and neglect. The charge was enhanced to a second-degree felony as a result. Authorities said Frank did not speak with police upon arrest and instead requested an attorney. She's being held without bail in Washington County. According to court documents, the Department of Child and Family Services took 4 of Frank's children into custody following the arrest. Frank's eldest daughter, Shari Frank, 20 years, is estranged from her family and celebrated her mother's arrest. One Utah resident who lives near the Frank family said that he and other neighbors called authorities several times on Frank out of concern for the children. The named resident said they seemed to be weeks at a time where the kids were left at home without a parent. Neighbor shared, in early 2022, people were concerned because Ruby completely stopped her YouTube stuff and then it just kind of turned dark. She taped up paper over all her windows. She will disappear for weeks at a time, and there's all these little kids just left in the house. Ruby Frank garnered national attention in recent years when viewers of the now deleted 8 Passengers YouTube channel she ran along with her husband Kevin Frank began to speculate the couple were mistreating their 6 children. The family, who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, had nearly 2.5 million subscribers at the channel's peak before it was removed from the platform. Ruby once told viewers that children do not deserve and should not receive unconditional love. While their content has attracted controversy for a number of years, the last 3 have been specifically damaging for the family as viewers began circulating petitions and reporting what they saw as evidence of child abuse and neglect to local authorities. Among some of the most infamous incidents were one in which Ruby Frank refused to bring food to school for her 6-year-old daughter, who had forgotten to pack her own lunch, and another in which one of their sons said he was being forced to sleep on a beanbag after playing pranks on his brother. Let's get to see the video that really angered many of her refusing to bring food to her daughter's school.
A text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're having raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
Ruby Frank had also at one point told her daughter that if she was in school and she threw up, she would not pick her up unless she had thrown up twice. That is how she will know it is serious. Let's have a look at that as well.
It's 30 minutes away from home. I was not one happy mom. I gave Julie a tongue lashing that will not ever be repeated nor recorded. Just use your imagination. It was bad. You have to throw up twice before I come get you. So if you have a headache at school, if you
five, it's just like a little.
Huh?
Isn't it like 5 if it's just like a little?
If you throw up, you throw up. If you throw up twice, you call me.
And it keeps getting worse. At one point, her 4-year-old had an accident in bed, a child who rarely bedwets. And what did she do? She let her child sleep on the bathroom floor. Let's have a look at that as well.
She's like, Mom, I peed the bed, which is not like her. She pees the bed maybe like once every 8 months. Like, it's been a very long time since she wet the bed. I was like, oh, darn it, that's all right. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
In another, she took Christmas away from one of her young children as punishment for being selfish. In many instances, she could be seen threatening to withhold food or otherwise punishing her children in a way viewers found to be too severe. As mentioned earlier, she is being held without bail at the Washington County Jail, and many are also hoping that her husband will be following next. There is no way, absolutely no way, that he had no idea the state of his children. Kevin Franke released his first statement about the incident, though only a brief comment on the situation through his lawyer. He said, urgent focus is simply to keep his children together under his fatherly care. Ruby and Kevin Franke's oldest daughter Shari shared a post on her Instagram story celebrating the arrest, saying, "Today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up." She also requested that anyone with links or recordings of questionable or concerning videos from 8 passengers or the YouTube channel that her mom had with Jody, they can share them on a Google Doc that is being used to compile evidence. Now you are on the know. For this and more videos, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified once those videos are up. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.